Hey, Joe Mastriano, CPA, over 40 years and thousands of successful IRS tax cases. Today, I want to talk about how the IRS sets us up for a fall. The fall being you need to be quiet and pay your taxes. And when we have digital currency, we're just going to take it from you. Okay, let's go back a little bit. A few years ago, we were locked down with COVID, given stimulus checks. After a while, they were throwing power of attorneys in the garbage, one of the CAF units, losing and not filing tax returns that's being sent to them, messing up transcripts. When payments, and this happened before COVID, what I'm about to say, and that is if you miss a payment, they let you make it up the next month. They don't tell you that you broke your agreement. All of this is part of their getting to be in power over us. So, what happens now is the automated collections decided, I've known this for the last 2 to 3 years, they're not taking collection action. They rehired the three collection agencies, Conserve is one of them, and they have no power. So, more than half of my clients and a lot of other people, clients who were doing IRS representation, said, "Hey, I'm not going to do anything until the IRS comes after me." And then now they've formalized doing returns for free on their website. So what's happening is we're being manipulated into compliance. They're making it easy for us. They're making it they're making us poorer with inflation and everything. And they're saying, "Don't worry, you can do returns for free. We'll let you, spend more time, paying us back." But what's happening is we're losing our rights. We have the right. We have to file a tax return, but we have the right to defend the items on our return. It's in the law. So what we have now is a whole bunch of people who, the second the IRS is going to levy, have no rights. Why? They're not in legally binding installment agreements. See, I've preached to people for years that if you owe money to the IRS, if you have a revenue officer and they tell you they're not going to levy until a certain date, okay, you can bank on that. But otherwise, if you're not in a binding agreement or you have an offer in compromise where the office specialist contacted the collection division and put a hold on it, if there's nothing stopping them from levying, they're going to levy and you're going to complain and you're not going to have any rights because you didn't set up a binding agreement or you set one up on your own or with some weak preparer, or the IRS called you and you didn't hire anybody that understands this and you missed a payment, which breaks the agreement, or a new year with a liability gets filed or comes out on the transcript, and then bam, that breaks the agreement. So, what I'm saying is, we must exercise our rights to a legally binding agreement. And what everybody needs to do is get the transcripts and never file a tax return unless you know what the IRS has on you first. And then if there's missing returns, you need to file it, period. If you have any issues, call Stephanie, 713-774-4467. We can get your transcript. We can talk you through what your concerns are. There are ways of doing returns based on estimates. There are no acceptable excuses for not filing your tax return. Even if you convince the IRS to take the penalties off, you might say, aha, well, they said I had a good enough excuse. Yeah, okay. But maybe you got the penalty off because of the first time penalty abatement, not because you met one of the IRS penalty handbook reasons for getting the penalty off that has to do with a hardship. So if there's a liability, you need to be in a payment plan, a legally binding agreement where the IRS does their job correctly and stat codes the years. It's amazing how many people I've spoken to that said, oh, well, my accountant did it. Your accountant didn't do anything. They called the IRS and they said, oh, your client needs to pay $500 a month. And they called you and said, hey, pay $500 a month. And here's where you send it. And you think everything's okay. And then you get a levy on your bank and your checks bounce. And then you contact us. And then you don't trust people anymore. I understand that. I'm going to end this video. By now, people, if you've listened this far, you know that I've done this for many, many years. And I'm not the only one that can help you, but it needs to be a CPA, attorney, or enrolled agent who has the knowledge and experience in these matters I'm talking about. Call Stephanie 713-774-4467, and for free, she'll guide you in the right direction. And hopefully, for your sake, she'll tell you to do my consultation so I can help you. Thank you.